Chapter 82 Hard Work, Purple Jade's Evolution to Wood Spirit. It was furious to see such a weak thing staring at it. Howl. The cub whipped the monster's face with a vine whip and glared. What was this monster staring at? Purple Jade would whip it again if it continued staring. The 10th pit. Passerby casually said after checking its information in the monster illustration book. Howl. The cub dragged the monster into the 10th pit with its vine whip. The monster looked like a 2-meter-size meatball, but it actually weighed nearly 1,000 catties. Hence, Purple Jade had to use its spiritual power to drag the latter along. After about every 500 monsters in the consignment, the cub's spiritual power started to deplete. Big Demon was better than it, only feeling exhausted after 600 monsters. Fortunately, there was no shortage of potions to replenish their spiritual powers here. Liu Xinghe had brought a lot out, but neither of the two pets felt happy even after seeing the many potions, for they were worked to the bones. Their owners were also exhausted. The gravity here seemed to be greater, so both felt particularly prone to fatigue. However, the two persisted until they discovered that their power, as well as their pets, seemed to be improving faster here. Passerby was originally a little unsteady when he first came into contact with the powerful and vicious monsters, and the cub was also trembling with fear under their aura suppression. However, after spending a long time in this horrible atmosphere, their bodies slowly began to adapt. Although it was hard work, it was not without the slightest gain. The variety of monsters allowed them to increase their knowledge fully, and the huge creatures flying from time to time in the sky had also fully inspired them to become stronger. The colorful and mysterious world left a deep mark in their hearts. People tended to have narrower horizons and smaller circles, so it was easy to have limited perspective, but after witnessing a broader world, their insights could only broaden. In fact, these few people and pets present here no longer felt at ease in their original circle. Let's take a break, Passerby said after dealing with another 500 monsters. Okay, Xiaobai's spiritual power is about to be exhausted, too. Chen Roshua nodded and followed him into the resting area. Howl tilde he. Both pets quickly dropped the monsters into the pits and followed their owners. The two teens sat on a high platform and took out medicinal cakes for their pets. Leaning against each other, they looked at the scenery in the distance while they ate. Are you shocked? Asked the boy. Yes, I never thought I would see such a sight in such a short time. The girl lay on his lap, looking up at him and the sky. I never thought so, too. I reckoned this day would take forever to come. This purple world is so dreamy, the volcanoes erupting like pillars, the nebula and other planets clearly visible in the sky, and those monsters the size of asteroids fighting in the nebula. Passerby looked up at the sky and then at his girlfriend's face. Everything was genuinely surreal. Feed me a biscuit. Chen Roshua fed him a piece of biscuit first before she smiled coquettishly. There you go. He grinned and fed the girl a piece of biscuit. Purple Jade, Xiaobai, come over, let's take a picture together. He called their pets. The two bounded over upon hearing that and stood together, so that the starry sky and purple mountains were clearly visible in the background. I believe that, the next time we come here, we'll at least have the strength to get out of the shield, said Passerby with a smile. I think so, too. Chen Roshua looked at the alternate world in the backdrop and nodded affirmatively. Being able to see this foreign world from a distance but being unable to get close gave a very unsatisfactory feeling. Howl. Hee hee. The two pets jumped around excitedly. After taking some pictures and a short rest, they resumed work. It seems like there aren't only monster prisons in Anlan Villa but in the underground base as well, exclaimed Chen Roshua as she scanned the dozens of big pits. These monarchs merely being used as nourishment proved just how powerful the algae monster was. That's for sure. Passerby nodded. This algae could not be analyzed using common sense. Originally, he thought that it was impressive enough to have a purgatory tyrant's egg, but after experiencing this, he had completely lost that mentality. Time passed very quickly, and more than 40 hours passed amid their hard work. Artilda the cub collapsed to the ground, and leaning on its hind legs, it crawled like a bug, utterly exhausted. Xiaobai was already lying motionlessly on the ground. Despite having adapted to the situation, How could they stand being exposed to Monarch's imposing aura for more than 40 hours? They were only babies which had just left infancy. Come and drink this. Subai raised his arm with some difficulty and brought the cub a bowl of potion. This potion was different from the previous ones and contained a small part of catalytic potion. According to his observations, the cub was about to evolve. It had been about to evolve previously too but had not had the opportunity. This time, after being ravaged by the terrifying Monarch aura for more than 40 hours, its opportunity to evolve had truly arrived. Howl tilde sigh, turned a sigh upon seeing the bowl of food. The cub crawled over with difficulty. It reached out its head to the potion and gurgled the bowl of potion. 0 carrot, yum. As if it had not eaten its fill, the cub raised its head to look at the boy. Subai gave it another bowl, which the cub drank quickly. It no longer asked for more thereafter. After drinking the potion, the cub lay on the ground lethargically. However, a ray of light gradually emerged from its body, and this special aura caused the green grass around them to become glossier. As the light slowly disappeared, the cub's size was revealed to have increased, becoming the size of an Arctic fox. Its tail of nearly 30 centimeters was now nearly 1 meter long, and its body had become much larger than that of a cat, too. The fur on its body was also longer and thicker, looking fluffy and soft. Its gradient hair resembled a dyed fox's fur, but unlike a fox, it had cat-like paws and 2 small horns. Other than these features, its evolution from a little wood spirit to a wood spirit was not obvious. In fact, this was only normal. Little wood spirit was not much different from wood spirit as it was just an initial evolution. Only after it evolved into a sanctuary wood spirit and a limitless beauty would its morphological change be obvious. However, judging by its aura, the cub had reached the pinnacle of a high-level servant pet in one fell swoop, and its physical strength was no longer the same. This time, its evolution had awakened a new skill, falling leaves. Falling leaves return to roots. A range-based skill. Activating this skill can directly wilt and cause leaves within a certain range to fall. The fallen leaves will fly toward the target and decrease their wood resistance. The more contact with the fallen leaves, the greater the fall in wood resistance. Howl. /the evolved purple jade jumped happily, then it rushed toward its owner and pounced on him. Ah, my old waist. Buddy, get up. Subai's body was already very sore, but the cub's movement made his waist feel like it might break. Purple Jade vigorously squeezed its owner before getting up. The cub then healed him with its spiritual energy. Don't worry, Arbai, I can still heal you even if your waist is broken. Subai looked gloomy after being attacked by his evolved pet but felt better when a force suddenly appeared in his body which made him feel stronger and warm. You didn't go in vain, everything is worth it now that Purple Jade has evolved. Chen Roshue slapped away the dust on his body. Isn't this worth it for you, too? Xiao Bai isn't far from breaking through to the warlord level, right? He rolled his eyes. Hee. Not as worth as you, replied the girl playfully. While they were chatting, Liu Xinghe came in from the laboratory. Seeing the two of them flirt, he said bitterly, come with me, I'll send you back. Senior, you're not going back? Asked Subai, curious. The young man waved his hand and spoke bitterly. It's my turn to move these monsters next. Haha. Good luck, ninth brother. The boy nodded. This was indeed a very heavy job. Once they were in the laboratory, the couple boarded the elevator again. It moved quickly, and soon they were back to Anlan Villa. After changing their clothes, they went out to find Gaon. The time here was after 1 p.m. on a Sunday. Seeing how the old man was still doing experiments in the laboratory, Subai felt immense admiration. Sure enough, the strong deserved to be strong, all of them were masters of time management, and it made sense for them to have bald heads. This is my reward for you both. After finishing the experiment, Gaon took out the rewards as promised. Be it the primary ghost stone, the volcanic dew, or the psychic bones, all were taken from the alternate world. They're to reward you for the good performance. Gaon had been keeping an eye on their performance, since nothing within the algae monster could be hidden from him. Thank you. Both teens quickly thanked him. Subai looked at the volcanic dew and psychic bones in his hands. Such quality was not available on the market, especially since the psychic bones were monarch materials. Sure enough, his master was different. Okay, go and rest. The guest room is in the northwest corner. Gao and waved his hand and moved to resume his work in the laboratory. Master, let me help you. I'm not feeling sleepy. Subai could not stand watching the old man work alone. The boy's words comforted Gao, and thinking that he had not accepted this disciple in vain, he nodded but still said with a cold and strict expression, "You're just a rookie. You can only plant trees and won't understand the experiments. If you wanna help, hurry up and obtain an intermediate trainer certificate." "It's all right, I'll just watch you then." The boy shrugged. He could tell that his master was feeling bashful and would be upset if he really left. Gao and shook his head and walked into the laboratory without saying anything. He did not close the door, though. "I'll go with you." Chen Roshue, who did not want to sleep alone, followed her boyfriend to help his master. Sure enough, the youth could not help with the experiment but could still pass things to his master when needed or grind materials for him. "Master, I saw how fierce the fights in the space cracks were. Are there many monsters in there?" he asked curiously. "Monsters are the best to deal with. Many aliens have formed civilizations just like us, and those are the most difficult to handle. Ever since our world developed pet tamers, we've been fighting for so many years non-stop," explained Gao and casually. Subai nodded. As expected, this world was too restless. They accompanied the old man to do his experiment as they chatted. Subai learned a lot of new information from his master. He realized that, although his master looked indifferent on the surface, he was actually a warm-hearted and bashful person. He was a little curious about why this elderly man did not have a son or a daughter despite being so powerful. He thought about it and decided not to ask. Gao and finished the experiment and closed the door to take a break. Early the next morning, Subai woke up early and walked out of the room to find Chen Roshue also walking out. "I was about to call you. I didn't expect you to wake up so early," said the girl. "Of course, the early morning is the golden time of the day. Isn't it nice to go for a stroll?" He yawned. They went out together and saw that Gao had already woken up early and was teasing a few fat cows on the grass outside. "Do you want to milk the cow?" "This is a pure dairy cow," Gao said. "Of course." Subai's eyes lit up, and he took a bucket to prepare to milk the cow. He would bring it back for his parents to taste. The cub ignored the milk and took a cup to collect morning dew. After Subai finished milking the cow, Gao gave him 2 brochures. "These are the Purgatory Tyrant's incubation and cultivation manuals which I spent some time writing in the morning. Take a look at both. That monster is pretty good, and it's worth training." "Thank you, Master." Subai quickly bowed and thanked him, feeling loved. He decided to study hard and gather more knowledge, or else he really could not repay this old man's kindness. "Oh, one more thing, this is for you. If you come across a scarlet badge, remember to drink this. You can either bring me the badge or keep it to yourself, but remember not to develop blood pets. There's no power that comes for free in this world as everything comes with a price." Gao took out another box with a dozen green solutions inside. "Master, I've already met the scarlet badge. I felt its wicked aura and didn't touch it. Is it poisonous?" Subai thought about it and decided to tell his master. Since his master was already treating him so well, he was worth trusting. Upon hearing this, the old man looked in awe at his disciple. "You're rather witty. Just keep the badge. If you can beat all the old rats in Can, I'll give you a reward." "Okay, Master." Subai nodded. After eating breakfast, Gao convened a big blue bird and said, "Look after yourselves. I'm a bit busy these days, so I won't have time to help you with the Can game." "It's all right. Goodbye, Master." The youth nodded and climbed onto the big bird's back with his girlfriend. The big bird spread its wings and slowly took them away from Anlan Villa. Looking down at the increasingly blurry villa, the two felt like their 2-day experience had been a dream. Subai took a deep breath and felt determined to become stronger as soon as possible. There were too many places worth exploring in this world and outside it. "This is for you. You heard what my master had said earlier, so don't forget it." He handed 2 potions to the girl and squeezed her hand in reminder. Don't worry, I'll pay attention to it. Chen Roshua nodded, finally understanding why the boy had dark eye circles that day. Howl tilde, *, hey.